I'm going to show you how to read the tarot cards using my techniques, and then I'm going to break down the techniques into different areas. As you'll see with this reading, it's not going to be much about the meanings of the cards, about the relationship of the cards to each other, and I'm going to use those relationships through the elemental dignities, and card counting in particular, and the relationship of the cards between each and the other cards. And I'm going to do it in kind of real time. And then in the other lessons, I'm going to go more in detail about how I've done it. So, as you can see, I've cut the cards into 4 piles. And so the first stage is to understand that this is the past, desires, this is worries, and this is the future. And you can see that the worries, the past pile, and the future pile are largest, which shows that this person who's having this reading, her concerns are much to do with what's already happened and what is going to happen. The cards in the middle, the desires pile, shows that she's not exactly sure what she wants to do, and she's also fearful of what might be there, but she doesn't know how to deal with these things either. So before we even turn the cards over, we're getting an idea of just what is going on in this reading. So we'll turn the cards over. We have the Fool card, the Strength card, the 7 of Cups, which is emotions, divorce, and we have the Devil card. So here we are, the Fool card, the Strength card, divorce card, 7 of Cups, and the Devil card. Now what is interesting about these set of cards is that we have all 4 elements present along the top. The Fool is the air card, the Strength card is fire, the divorce with 7 of Cups is water, and the Devil card is Capricorn, that's Earth. When all 4 elements are present, it usually means that there's everything there to change the complete situation that person's within. It's very transformative. And what we can see right from the start is that the Fool card shows that this is the new start for this person. The card underneath is interesting. It's the Ace of Wands, and that's reversed to the Fool card. So if things didn't quite go right at this new beginning, there was a lot to do probably about success as well, because we had the Sun card, and we had the Star card here too. So it's about wanting to make this new beginnings, but for some reason it didn't exactly go right. Now the Desires pile is the 9 of Wands, which is a fantastic card. It's strength. It usually means everything gets better. Unfortunately, this card is also in the area to do with, it's in fire card in a water position, which means that there's this confusion about feelings about how to go about things. So ordinarily it's a great card, but here we'd have to put some doubts in as to what's really going on about it. To compound this, the 7 of Cups, divorce. This is a card that kind of represents seeing the world through the bottom of a glass. In other words, the emotions are coloured by things, and it's worries. So there's confusion about what feelings are really important, and it may be to do with this young woman here, and there's another woman there as well. So something going on about a woman, a younger woman, that there's concerns about. The Future card is the Devil. The Devil is business and career. So it also represents feeling trapped in situations as well. So now we see that there's this new beginning. We see that it didn't quite exactly go the way that was expected. There's expectations that it will work out, but some doubts as well with the 9 of Wands. And the 7 of Cups show there's some confusion about emotional feelings as well. The outcome, the Devil, it generally suggests with this card also that there's a lot to do with business and career. So what I'll do, I'll look at the Desires pile first, and what this shows is that, well, interestingly enough, there are no court cards here. Oh, there are court cards, sorry, there's no major cards. We only have minor cards and court cards. We'll quickly look at the elements. I have one fire card. So one fire card, the top card in its position, shows that there's not a lot of energy for action, for change here. It's kind of stillborn, if you like. We'll look at air cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 air cards. That's quite a significant number of cards here. We have the 10 of Swords with the 2 of Swords. So there's a lot about relationships, and also the 3 of Swords as well. So we know there's a lot about relationship issues that's going on here as well. Cup cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 emotional cards. There's a lot about feelings and trying to understand on what's going on. And we also have two earth cards. So 2 earth cards and a fire card. There's a lot of emotional, shows that there's not a lot of practical or action going on here. It's all about emotions and feelings. In particular, it shows that there's probably the issues are about money as well, because we have the Knight of Discs surrounded by the Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords. And we have the Queen and the Queen of Cups and the Prince of Cups, which suggests also that there's some kind of conflict between these two people, with the Princess of Cups, which is also in here as well. So these two are kind of together, but they have a lot of arguments about money, and we have the Princess of Cups here as well. And she seems to be able to causing a lot of the difficulties. She actually connects 4, 5, 6, 7 with the Queen of Cups next to the Ten of Swords. So there's a lot of friction going on there in the meantime. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's almost like they're wanting to break away, but can't quite make it. So then we go on to this part here, the future cards. So we have 2 aces. That's the first thing I noticed in these cards. And 2 aces always mean a sign of a change, either of home or work or both. There's some kind of movement going on. The Devil card, the top card, is next to the Moon, which is a card of deception and illusion. Nothing is quite what you've seen, especially in relationships. Then we have the Hangman, which is sacrifice and loss. So immediately there's this element of feeling trapped, confused and alienated, quite possibly, of what's going to happen. At the other side here we have some court cards, the Knight of Discs and the Princess of Discs and the Prince of Discs as well. They're mixed in with air cards, so there's a lot of air and earth conflicts. So we know that there's a lot of problems and difficulties in this area. And we also have the 3 of Cups, which is a card of wanting things to happen, but it's surrounded by the Ace of Swords and the 7 of Discs. So they kind of suggest there's not expecting good things to happen. At the centre here we have the Queen of Discs, and she's surrounded by good business cards. The 4 of Discs, the Ace of Discs, the 2 of Discs, the 2 of Wands. We've got the Emperor card in there, so there's all about power and authority here. She's a very strong woman. She may well be the person that is having this reading. She shows up here as confused feelings, and it also may be that she's trying to understand the relationships that are going on here. So the whole kind of picture, I could go through the counting as well, the whole kind of picture is of this transformation that hasn't quite happened yet. And it'd be the work of the tarot reader to sort of take those kind of issues and deal with them. So this is the whole general overview of what this tarot reading is about. And in the next stage, I will go through the stages of how I actually came to those conclusions. And in these videos, you'll notice I make quite a few mistakes. And I've kept them in. And the reason is that you may not notice the mistakes immediately. I don't draw your attention to them. And there's a fascinating aspect to the tarot cards when used in this system, is that there's an auto-correction thing that seems to go on, a bit like if you're using a word processor. If you type THIER, the word processor will often auto-correct it to THEIR. Yes. And somehow, even though you might get slight mistakes in these things, somehow the tarot cards pull themselves back together. So when I go through this reading in individual parts, I very much point to the cards and everything else. But when I'm reading in a tarot reading, I'll often just cast my eye over it and look through the cards, and there's a parallel processing thing that goes on with the mind. So these tarot cards are creating connections in the mind, if you like, and the more connections within the brain, the better. So the brain is processing all these little bits of information and putting them together. So I'm talking to my client and I'm just looking at what's going on here and seeing how the reading is developing, and noticing the subtle energy shifts that go within it all. It's a powerful system. So the next stage is to break down what I've just done into some kind of context, so you get a better idea of the techniques and methods that you can use in your own readings to be a better tarot reader.